The other day I was listening to a podcast and it said that taking the first step is the most difficult step. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. You're walking into the unknown and no one likes being in the unknown. No one likes being uncomfortable, not knowing what's coming next. There's also this story or some sort of parable about an old man and his friend, and they're stuck in a dark tunnel. Around them is obviously complete darkness. In front of them, behind them, they can't see anything. And the friend said to the old man, "I can't see anything. How are we going to move forward?" The old man replied saying, "Can you see your next step?" The friend said, Yeah, I can see my next step." And then the old man said, "That's all you need." And I think, especially in life, a lot of us, including me, I'm guilty of this. A lot of us think that we need some perfect plan, everything, planned out and detailed out to the centimeter, but in actual fact, it's our first time living. It's your first time living. It's my first time living. Our parents, it's their first time living as well. We don't have to have everything mapped out to the exact pinpoint. As long as you have the next step, your next one step forward, that's all you need. Because from then, you can then see your next step after that, and then after that, and then after that. And whenever I catch myself procrastinating, I always remind myself of this story and the teaching that it comes with. And I think that it's a really powerful thing to kind of implement in your life, in that you only need your next step. You don't need your next 100 steps forward. There's also this notion of waiting being a war against your time. And honestly, it's so true. We're here for 60, 70, 80, maybe 90 years. And when you think back about how quick life moves, one day you're 10, next day you're 15, then you're 20, then you're in your mid 30s out of nowhere. Life is moving so quick, and a lot of the time you spend waiting and not trying and doing and learning is minutes and hours and days and years of your life being lost. If you do also break it down logically, the longer that you do spend waiting, the less time you have to learn and to grow and to experience. And you will then reach a point in your life where you've waited for so long, and there will be a day where it's now become too late, and what you wanted to do, you can no longer do because of life. You have different people that come into your life, you have different circumstances that happen, extraordinary things happen, whether they're good or bad. Things happen in life, and then it will mean you can no longer pursue what you once wanted to pursue because you waited for too long. A big part of this video as well is for me, in several months or years, to look back and see, the sorts of things that I was thinking, the position I was in, and not just for me, but for you watching. You've clicked on this because you're thinking of starting something, but you just haven't. And let me tell you, I'm a big believer in, certain signs. I'm a big believer in spirituality. And when there is a sign, you need to take that sign. So please take this as your sign to just start what you want, whether it's a business that you want to start, whether it's, a course that you want to do, whether it's a certain career path you want to take, whether it's a relationship that you want to go into. Do it. Don't wait any longer, because the more time you wait, the less likely that, number one, you'll succeed in what you want to do, and the less time you will have to actually pursue it in the future. A few minutes ago, I also mentioned the whole idea that it's our first time living, and that applies to everyone. It's your first time living. You won't know everything. You won't have all the answers to every single problem that comes your way, and that's okay, because you will learn. And the only way to learn is to do and to experience and to ultimately fail. In my last video, I mentioned this idea of feedback loops. And if you haven't watched my last video, then a feedback loop is simply, you try something and you have two outcomes. You either fail or succeed, and based off them outcomes, you can then make your next move, essentially. This feedback loop, it doesn't just apply to business, it also applies to life. A lot of the steps that you're going to take, a lot of the paths that you decide to go down, you're always going to have two answers, and based off them answers, you can then choose your next path, essentially. And that's the best way to learn, because there's no other way of knowing what is gonna bring success or happiness in your life and what is not. I want this video to be really raw and authentic, and just kind of me talking to you and giving you, I guess, that push to start what you've been wanting to start, or whatever's been on your mind, to pursue that. You've clicked on this video for a reason, because that thing has been on your mind, and I hope that I am your sign, or this video is a sign, and it gives you the courage and the encouragement to just go for it. To start something, you really need to have self-belief. A lot of the time, again, me included, I try something, but there's kind of two ways of trying something. There's half-assing something, but you're still trying, and then going all in. And when you're half-assing something, it's just not the same, because you're never fully committed. You're never putting your heart and soul into it, and you're never going to see the true success that you want to see with it. And I think a lot of that comes down to not having self-belief. A lot of the time people talk about self-belief, you have to believe in yourself, and it sounds cliche, but you do. It all really does start within the mindset, and you have to really believe that you're going to succeed with it and have no other plan. You have a plan A, but you don't have a plan B, which sounds kind of not necessarily counterintuitive, but it sounds kind of crazy, because like, who would go into something without having a damn plan B? Like, everyone has a plan B, right? But when you do have a plan B, you're kind of naturally saying to your mind, you're letting your mind know that actually I'm not 100% confident in plan A, so I'm going to need this plan B for backup. And that's where a lot of people go into taking certain decisions and going down certain routes or paths with that kind of doubt in their mind, and it all starts as a small seed in your mind, and it grows. And that's why you really need to train your mind into having that true self-belief. And then on that self-belief point, if you don't believe in yourself, then why should someone else believe in you? What reason do they have to believe that you're able to achieve something or do something successfully if you don't? If you want to be able to gain, supporters or belief from the people around you, whether that's family or friends or peers or colleagues, you need to believe in yourself first, because, self-belief, it's something that kind of radiates to the people around you. If you believe in yourself, people will see that you believe in yourself, and they'll have confidence in you. I think as well, if you had to pick between two options of having self-doubt within your mind for the rest of your life, or genuinely being deluded to the point where you're so confident in yourself and you have so much self-belief that it gets to a point of delusion, then I really do think being delusional and believing in yourself that much is always going to be better than even having the smallest amount of self-doubt, because, like I said, it starts off as a seed in your mind, and then it really does grow. But yeah, I really wanted to keep this video really chill and just me being authentic and talking to you. And again, if you have watched to the end of the video, then please take this as a sign to start what you've wanted to start, to take that leap of faith, to do what has been on your mind, whether that is a business, whether that is a relationship, whether that is a career, Whether that is to go travel, just do it. Take it as your sign.